I'm Lisa, the artist behind Lachri Fine Art. It is Tuesday, so I'm here to critique one of your original paintings or drawings. If you have an original painting or drawing that you would like to submit for critique, head over to my website, lachri.com/critiques. That link is below in the video description, and you can submit your work there. Today's submission comes from artist Amos. You can view more of her work over at her Facebook page. That link will be below in the video description. This piece is so impressive. The rust on the truck, the texture that you've created, it's just amazing. It's beautifully painted. You can really feel that old worn paint from this, which can sometimes be hard to do. I think sometimes it's a lot easier to make shiny paint. To get this old rusted look, you did such an awesome job. But then you've still got the shine on the chrome that is so beautifully painted. So taking a look at a few things we can adjust to make this even better. My first tip is on the lightning. Right now you've got two lightning bolts coming from almost the same spot, and it almost looks like eyes in the sky. They're too even. If you move one in the back to a different position, or even remove one of those, that will fix that problem, because the first thing that a lot of people when they see this are going to see are two eyes in the sky. And it kind of takes away from the truck. The truck really is your focus here, and while I love the lightning, I love the feel that that gives, I would play around with a few different designs on that. One thing that you can do is use Photoshop to try on different backgrounds up against your subject, and I have a video showing you how to do that. I will have a card pop up here, but you can try on different backgrounds and check to see, do you like how this one looks? What about this one? What about this one? And go through and decide what looks best with your piece. You can play around with moving the lightning around, that sort of thing. So once you get onto that canvas, you already know exactly what is going to look the best. And in my example, some of those that I pulled up look terrible. I would not choose some of these, but I now know that, and I'm not going to paint this bright purple sky and lightning all over and then realize once I paint the painting and paint the truck in that those are overpowering the truck. You want to find that out before you hit the canvas. Now for the shadow underneath the front bumper, you may want to put a bit more of a shadow there. It looks like it's kind of highlighted, almost coming out from under the truck. There would be a bit more of a shadow there. I don't have your reference photo, so I'm just going by what you would typically see based on this lighting. You may want to darken the grass up underneath the truck just a bit more, but it's subtle enough that you're still honestly okay. That's another thing I really do like about this piece. The way that you painted the grass, the texture that you've got there, you didn't put so much detail on every little blade of grass that it draws attention to that area. The grass is not an area in this piece that you want your attention to focus on. And you've done a great job in keeping that attention up on the truck, especially if you can tone down the lightning or one of the lightning bolts. Then going back to the lightning, a huge tip I have for you, and one of the ways that I like to paint lightning, if you look at a lot of photos, you will usually find that it's the bright white in the center, and on the outside edge of all of those lightning bolts, there is a purple color or a blue color. There's another color normally. It's not usually just white. It's going to depend on the photographer and how they took that photo. But if you want to make the lightning look a little bit more detailed, I like to do a light color. So let's say we go with magenta. Paint that lightning bolt magenta, and then paint with a much thinner line inside of that with your white that makes the white just pop that much more. But it gives your lightning that little bit of an extra punch that makes it look that much more realistic. And whatever your other color is, I would also use that as some of the glow coming out from the cloud. Right now, everything you have is that white. Tone down the edges a little bit and fade that into that secondary color. When painting lightning, I will usually pull up several images on Google Images. And now here's the thing, we have copyright issues where you don't want to copy something exactly, but with lightning, you're just making the veining. Yours is going to be, with all of those bolts, it's going to be different anyway. You're not copying it exactly. So you can look at a reference photo on Google that you don't technically have rights to paint, but you're not copying it. You're just looking at it to see how that color fades. Like I was talking about with that magenta on the outside edge, or a purple, something else on the outside edge with that white inside. Look at those photos and then try to paint something that has that combination with the second color and then the white in between. See how much more realistic that actually looks in adding that little bit of extra. But this is really nicely painted. You did a beautiful job. And again, if you guys want to check out more of her work, that link will be below in the video description. Thanks for watching. If you're new to my channel, I have new video critiques every Tuesday where I'm critiquing your original paintings or drawings, my own speed paintings, drawings, and tutorials every Wednesday, art Q&A videos every Thursday, and artist vlogs every weekend. So if you haven't already, I would love for you to subscribe so you don't miss out on anything. And you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google+. All of those social media sites are linked below in the video description where you can keep up with news, my newest work, and see real-time clips of whatever it is I'm currently working on. I'll see you guys tomorrow.